Oh, hello. Welcome to Unheard, Music from the Highlands, a special series celebrating original music from the Highlands of Scotland. I'm Siobhán Neelan, and along with Elis McFadden, over the course of this series, we'll be meeting the artists who are forging their own path in the music industry. Far from the usual scenes, but no less powerful in their sound and vision. From lockside bedrooms to village halls turned studios, these are the stories of musicians creating on the edge, pushing boundaries, blending influences, and staying true to their roots. This series is about more than just music. It's about place, perseverance, and the voices rising from the hills. This is Unheard. Hello, Elis.
Hello, Siobhán.
Nice to see you.
And here we are again with another another podcast.
Yeah, well, we can do open mic as well. I'd be happy to do that.
Should we start again?
Not at all.
Right.
We keep going.
Right, I'll start talking rubbish. And meanwhile, introduce our guest.
Yeah.
Who's Rachel Campbell.
Hello.
You. Hi, Rachel.
How's it going?
Rachel's looking amazing here in blue. This is the most beautiful colour on you.
It's very blue. It's like what was that cartoon? Oh, what's the cartoon with these little blue characters? The Smurfs.
Oh yes,
yeah.
yes,
Smurf
I can
blue,
see you
that
being
is.
in a Smurf. Yes, totally. This whole ensemble is gorgeous. Anyway, I wish you could see it, but you can't. And yeah, Rachel's not here to talk about her jacket.
Is your blue?
Yeah, so go on.
So let's start from where you started, I suppose. You grew up in the Western Isles, was it, Rachel?
No,
Where was it?
my dad grew up in the Western Isles. He's
Right.
from Lewis, but no, I grew up in Inverness. Been here pretty much most of my life. Yeah, I'm an Invernessian pretty much.
Well,
But
I
you
mean,
had
could have fuss fooled.
the Gaelic from your parents.
Yes,
Aye.
I like to focus on that. I'm really got more of a west coastiness than an Invernessian. Not that being Invernessian's bad.
No. But trad music and the Gaelic influence.
Yes, I'm a big
That's what
fan.
spurred you on.
Yeah.
Great stuff. And of course, the Gaelic, you were involved in the Dingwall Gaelic Choir.
I was, and so are you.
Yeah, I was-
we did a term in the Dingwall Gaelic choir.
I did 1 year.
Sort of.
22, I think it was, the Perth mod year.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But you're not in it a wee while longer than that now.
No, not really. No, I think I left when you left.
Oh, right.
Well, did the crack go when Zealous?
Yeah, it really
that's
did.
Yeah. Although I don't know anything about the Dingle Gaelic Choir, so I'm really sorry. I don't want to insult anyone.
But just showing the extent of Rachel's involvement in the music, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm just wondering there around, so with the Gaelic Choir, because you know Rue Mac has his famous
Oh,
song
yeah.
about the Gaelic Choir. Have you ever heard?
I don't think I have, no.
It's very funny. But so what is the Gaelic Choir about? I'm presuming it's part of the revival, the Gaelic revival, and is it to do with religious songs, or is it something like that?
No.
No.
It's basically Gaelic songs. It's,
Okay.
it's a national mod setup where there's choirs from all over the country and they have standard set types of competition against each other.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's quite
Very
competitive.
competitive.
Oh, yes. And you don't have to be a native fluent Gaelic speaker.
Ah, okay.
I did it as part of my wanting to try and learn more Gaelic.
Yes, yeah.
And Rachel had some Gaelic to start with. But there's some very fluent speakers and very good singers in
Yeah.
it. And there's some that are very Cockney accents and not much Gaelic at all.
Wonderful.
But,
Oh, that's so cool.
So it's
Yeah, I
quite
didn't
good.
know about that.
It's interesting.
Because the only time I'd ever heard of the Gaelic Choir was Rue Mac's song about the. It's very funny, Alice.
That's
You'd
one way
love
to
it.
get introduced to.
So it's not what he described there.
No, definitely not. No.
Yeah, but then so if you were singing through the Dingle Gaelic Choir and you have a bit of Gaelic before, had you started exploring Gaelic music and Gaelic singing way back when, or where was it?
Yeah, we were lucky enough to have a few lessons of it in primary school. And my sister, who's a bit older than me, she would always be speaking Gaelic to my grandpa over in Stornoway, and she went to the Gaelic nursery when she was wee in Inverness. So she had it, so being the little sibling, I was like, oh, I want to do that. So I was sort of copying her. And then, we did it in primary school, and then you got the chance in secondary school to study it. So I did it there up to advanced higher, and it was going okay. Like, I found the conversation part of it was so small that it was all just reading and writing mainly. Yeah. So I don't think it was really successful in getting you fluent.
You were learning the theory and all of the structure.
I can read and
language.
write it fine, but to know what I'm actually saying is a different story. And to have the confidence to speak to somebody have a conversation.
Yes,
it's really difficult. And so when I left secondary school, I went to college and I just lost it. No one to speak to.
Yeah,
I know it's not easy to do. I've tried it a couple of times when I stayed up in Gaelic. Went to Gaelic classes, and the accent made it easier to speak the word, certainly, but I didn't take to it then as much. And this last few years I was trying Duolingo, and I seemingly know 2,750 words, but I can't really have a conversation with you. So I've tried it with Gaelic speakers and failed abysmally, so I really need to have more conversations to get anywhere. It's
funny because I met with Culturelin this week, and Donal inside in Culturelin in Inverness, and the reason why I was meeting with him was to try to integrate Gaelic into the Fringe Festival as much as possible, and so have that it's not segregated as being Gaelic choir per se, or just Gaelic songs, but it's maybe Gaelic speaking people who are putting on rock music, have rock bands or whatever it might be, a Gaelic medium play or whatever it might be. So that's kind of what I'd hoped. And he was saying that same thing, and this is something that happens in Irish as well, is you can learn all of it, the Mam would say the book Irish, but unless Gaelic speakers and Irish speakers are the same as with, like, if someone's learning a bit of English. Elis is telling me this way.
Not too much.
Like, I want to drink with the microphone.
Aye.
But if someone from let's say France is coming over here and they're learning a bit of English and they're not getting it structurally correct, we don't go, listen, stop talking English. We actually say, we help them out. And I don't think that happens with native dialects and with native languages, because people get frustrated. So we'd have the same thing happen in Irish as well. So, I'm not trying to tell Gaelic native speakers their business, but they do, if they expect people to learn the language, you have to actually allow for a lot of mistakes to be made and keep the conversation going.
Well, you are a fluent Gaelic speaker, though, aren't you?
Oh, I'm not fluent. I can speak it, but I conversationally, I'd be the same as yourself, Rachel, in that I'd be able to read it, I'd be able to write it, know the structure of the language. But if I was to try and speak with my mother, it would be all wrong, and the tenses would be all wrong, and all that. Like, the Tishel Ginnadach, anyone from Ireland who listens and know that Tishel Ginnadach is a total mess, and I don't know how to speak in it. So,
well, it sounds pretty effective to me.
Yeah. Totally. It wouldn't be. You'd know. It's why a lot of us didn't do well in Irish. But so I find that just very coincidental that I've had those conversations, and that it's still the theme, because I would have thought you are a Gaelic speaker, Rachel. So would you still feel yourself that you're a Gaelic speaker, or is it more that through singing now you would have your outlet for Gaelic? Yeah,
I wouldn't say I was a Gaelic speaker at all. I feel like the music within me is very Gaelic, but the speaking of it is just not there. It's like my spirit is there of Gaelic, but not able to sort of speak, and it's just a great disconnect and a great shame that that it's not around us enough to carry it on, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But now, with your background in the Western Isles, you've come over around about Inverness here, and you started teaching children through Astar, wasn't it? What was all that about now? How did that start?
I think when I left college, so in a totally different, I studied countryside management in an agricultural college in Aberdeen.
Oh, so cool. Wow.
Just to add another string to my bow. But then I came back and
A fiddle player.
I came back and there's no jobs in what I wanted to do. Everyone was getting made redundant in that sector of things. So I only knew music. So I started teaching from home at my parents' house. And from there on, I got asked if I would teach for the Fèis in Nairn. And just really developed my love of teaching through that. I was given a great opportunity to start somewhere with them, and realised I absolutely loved teaching kids and adults as well. There was a couple of adult classes, just great crack. And the woman that employed me through that, Rona MacDonald, fantastic person, she said, why don't you start your own music school? So she sort of spurred me on to start this. I called it Aster School of Traditional Music, Gaelic and Highland Culture. So with a view to running music classes in all traditional music instruments, step dance and Gaelic song, Gaelic lessons, Gaelic language lessons. And then I was also tried to do an annual festival as well. What did I call it now? Highland Tradition it was called. Okay. So we had a few of the more well-known artists coming to do workshops and then a concert at the end.
Oh, amazing.
That was the vision.
Yeah.
Yep, that was the vision.
And you also had another vision for a community coffee house type music venue as well, didn't you?
Yeah, so I like to do things the long way round. And I realised that what I was trying to do with Aster was within a community venue, community hall. But I was finding that the costs of hiring a room were not working out for the people coming to have lessons. And it was just, by the end of it, you were losing quite a lot of money trying to do this because you didn't own the venue. So I thought, right, well, maybe I could fund doing all this by running my own coffee house.
Yeah.
If only I knew. It was my fiance at the time, but we saw this place in Condon that came up for rent, and we were like, oh, we could turn this into a coffee house, come music venue, and run workshops and things in there.
Yeah.
And it was this tiny little place, an old black house it was built in the 16 or 1700s. It was classed as one of Scotland's oldest buildings. So we went in there and renovated it a bit with lots of help just from crowdfunding and investors, friends. Started this crazy coffee house 2 months before COVID.
Oh my goodness.
So it was that was a whirlwind. Yeah, that was a big whirlwind.
I did an album launch, my album at the time that you played fiddle on and sang. We did an album launch there in the cafe.
Yes.
And that was the month or a few weeks before COVID started as well, so really exciting times.
Oh my gosh. And I bet you there was buzz about it. There was obviously a lot of fun, excitement about this concept then.
Yeah. I had so much passion for it, and I really believed in it, and I was so young and had a lot of energy back then, and was just went for it, and it was more harder than I realised doing that and trying to incorporate music and everything. So there was a lot of lessons.
Yeah.
Was that because there was a kind of an aspect of it was a community enterprise approach with the coffee side of things? So was it, what was maybe the challenge in that? So you'd launched your album Elis there, mm-hmm. and there was this whole integrated thing. So is it because of the location of where it was, or do you think, obviously COVID's a massive part of that, but would it have survived past COVID? If COVID wasn't there, would you have seen it going through? Yeah,
I think location had a big part to play. It was tucked away in the little village of Compton. Yeah. But we did have a few amazing nights of music sessions and such, but I was just Yeah, I was so tired because I was doing every part of it. I'd be up at 4 a.m. to make all the food prep, and then I'd be serving all day until the evening, and then we'd have to set up for the next day. So I mean, I was working like 18 to 20-hour days sometimes, and so I was slowly kind of losing my vision, and we just weren't. I think the location was a big thing. So we weren't taking enough customers in to be able to employ anybody else.
Yeah.
So it was just, we probably would have carried on. We did get an offer to run something in Inverness. And I was hoping maybe I could put everything there. But anyway, that side of it didn't work out. So
yeah, with the same ideas. Yeah.
It's a long struggle to actually get to where you really want to be. But if you don't go through all these different stages, you don't learn all the lessons, and you don't really appreciate when you actually get there. So
exactly. Yeah.
It's all worth doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. No regrets. No regrets at all.
No. So with the ultimate aim then around a venue, because this is part and parcel of getting heard, and one of the things that we explored was people coming to venues, and people parting with their money to get into venues and things like that. So because you're playing in lots of different places around Inverness, how do you find the footfall into a paid gig versus a pub gig, which you have a huge experience in both?
Can you start that again? Sorry. Sorry, can you just start that question
Rachel
again?
Rachel looked at me halfway through and went, "What is she on about?"
Don't worry, I do this
Sorry,
all the time.
My head was still in content.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
sorry.
Yeah. No, don't be sorry. Not at all. So I'm just wondering, with regards to like what makes a venue so special, because if you were running a venue in Content, but you still had people come there, it just wouldn't have been enough at that time to make it viable. But then in the likes of a busier place like Inverness, or you could be talking about anywhere, where we were saying initially when we started up the conversation 2 years ago about getting people through the door, parting with their money and paying for a paid gig versus a free walk into the pub. So for performers, we have different experiences about that. But for venues, and to try and keep venues alive, how important that is. I suppose I'm just asking a very broad question around what is the difference there. How do we encourage people to part with their money if it's a paid thing, and how do we encourage people to come and see the free gigs for people who are trying to keep their music alive as well?
Mm-hmm. That's a big question.
I was wondering where it was going myself.
Yeah. No surprises. Discuss.
I don't know. What's the difference? And how do we bring people into venues? That's a big question.
Yeah.
Maybe could you suggest?
I mean, you could start off with you explain about the gigs you do. You play in how many places in Inverness?
Mainly one. The Highlander in Inverness. It's been very, very good to us, and that's my bread and butter at the moment. So that's a pub, and we get paid for playing there, but they don't charge people obviously to come and see us. It's a pub vibe. And
there's a good atmosphere.
Yeah.
So it's good crack.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think so.
And then you also do, let's say you're doing gigs where it's a private event or whatever else like that, and people are also excited. They may not be in attendance because of you per se, but they're being massively entertained then by what you do. But have you done then private, like gigs where you've put them on yourself, launch gigs and things like that? And what does that feel like? A bit different? Because I mean, Elis, you don't play pubs per se, but you've arranged your own gigs. And it's just trying to figure out what the difference is for performers as well. Is there kind of a kick out of people paying to come and see you, versus the guys who are having a great time discovering you in the pub, for the first time?
Yeah, it's a different vibe altogether. From my point of view, if you're playing in a pub, people aren't inclined to have to listen to you. They can chat away, and then running your own concerts, there's a big risk, obviously, with trying to make sure that you can pay all the musicians that you've got in your band. And then the people that are paying are coming to actually see you and listen to you, and you can certainly sense that from them in the sort of silence and, yes, please entertain me, kind of, what are you going to say next? So I find those quite nerve-wracking concerts. I've run plenty of Cayleys. They're great because it's sort of the same vibe as a pub. People aren't really inclined to listen to you. They're there to dance or to just chill out and have a dram with their friends. Yeah.
But most musicians get a kick out of playing to an appreciative audience.
Yeah.
You know? So when you go to these concerts and you're delivering something that you play the fiddle remarkably well, or you're singing, is really nice. So people are sitting listening to you, so you'll get a kick out of that. And I find performers actually put it on a bit more than they can really perform well in that environment. So you'll notice that, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of concerts. I've seen you at various concerts over the years and got involved in one, I think, out in the Black Isle somewhere, wasn't it? You were stuck for a guitarist one night. The school.
It's like, I don't remember. That's Rachel's face.
It's a village hall
remember
somewhere towards the east.
Kilbokie or something, is it?
No, I can't remember.
No.
This now. And
I've been in those situations a couple of times with you.
That's right, stuck.
Yeah.
But it's great crack playing in these kind of village hall scenarios, if you like. You know.
Totally.
Everybody just goes for it. Like, you know.
Yeah.
We used to do a lot of that on the West Coast. You know. Most weekends there was something on.
Yeah.
It generated itself. But yeah. So, but the pubs keep you very busy. How many nights a week are you doing in the summer season in Inverness now?
Probably average six nights a week, I would say.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so if they're not regular, you can't say that you're doing Monday to Friday. It's all just sort of very spontaneous, sporadic days.
Now the family's increased it. You've got Lily on the go too. It's a bit of it must be hard managing that, is it? It's
the only thing I can see that works just now for us, so I can look after her in the day and then go out in the evening and play music. And I love music, so I mean, it's not probably the best job in the world, to be honest. Yeah, it's a great situation, really.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't feel like a job.
No.
That's amazing.
Most of the time.
Because I find performing live in high energy places, I find it very tiring. I come home exhausted. So, I'd find the 6 evenings a week or 6 sessions a week very, very difficult. It's amazing you are doing it and you do it with such gusto. You know what I mean? Still smiling.
just sort of stuck that smile now. Yeah, the timings for us is usually it's quite early. It's early evening, so we kind of get the people that are there sitting having their dinner, and we're just there to serenade them, really. And I get a good chance. My favourite kind of setup is when I get a chance to tell them stories about all these tunes. Whereas if you're playing a bit later or you're playing on the weekend, that's when it's high energy. Everyone wants fast.
Indeed. And talking about fast, that probably leads nicely on to Tartan Paint itself. Who's all in Tartan Paint? It's a bit...
Yeah. So Tartan Paint includes Alan Kells. He's sort of the boss man, a guitarist and singer. And then we've got Rory Robson on pipes and whistles, Fergus Bryce on the drum kit, and myself.
Lovely. But as a singer, do you, because you are a singer as well, so do you miss that part of it in, not necessarily the Tartan Paint, because as you say, Alan is the vocalist in that band and you're the fiddle player in that band, but does it sometimes, I would find that tricky because I'd love to be singing, so do you get a chance to sing songs in Tartan Paint, or do you reserve it for other sets that you're doing?
Yeah, I think that the vibe of Tartan Paint is quite different to my kind of more soft Gaelic songs. To be honest, I've never tried to belt out a song before. I usually stick to more concerts and my own performances for my singing side of things. But I do happen to sing one song on our debut album, a Tart and Paints album. So that was nice.
What's that called?
It's the Pursed set, so it's a set of Gaelic songs, quite sprightly ones.
Lovely.
Is that released yet? No.
Yeah, it came out now. It'd be 2024 it came out.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's 2 years
past
ago.
me.
I remember the promo because I was in awe of it. I thought, oh, well done. There was lots of tartan paint being put around. Yeah.
So Tart and Paint is the band that you play mostly in Inverness and the Highlander with, is it?
Yeah, so during the week it'll be Alan, just a duo version of Tart and Paint, Alan and myself, and then at the weekends or for events we'll bring in the two boys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's great. So we'll maybe just play in a track here from Tart and Paint. Is there any one particular one that you want us to feature?
We'll go with that one, the Pursed set. Yeah.
Okay, we'll stick that on now.
Welcome back. That was lovely. Yeah,
that was very nice, Rachel. Tart and Paint. So where do we go from here then?
Well, I'm really curious to know about, because I know Rachel has been recording in the Croft Studio. Is that the
Rosecroft
Studio?
Yeah.
And when we spoke a while back, you were saying, "Oh my God, it's gone on a while," but you're still doing it. So I think that's amazing that you are doing it. So would you be okay to tell us a bit about the process you've had about writing the songs and getting things together and getting your musicians together? What's that been like?
Yeah. So it's compositions that have been floating around my head since I was a teenager, and I'd always wanted to record these things. And the original reason was actually there's a couple of why and how. My dad and I used to listen to a couple of artists, Martin Bennett and Paul Mounsey, and that when I was about 14 or so, and that really captured my imagination because there were these people that were taking old Gaelic songs and Gaelic singers and then putting this crazy electronic music around it, and sort of really preserving part of the Gaelic culture in these modern sounds. And it was really cool. And my Grandpa Stornoway passed away when I was about 11 or so, and we got given this cassette, and he was an extremely religious man. He was a presenter of the Gaelic Psalms, so all of these tracks were very much hymns, and you can tell they're psalms and hymns because it just sounds like that. But there's just this one track in particular that didn't sound like that, and I was just so taken by it, and I would be on my wee keyboard in the room trying to accompany it. I remember it's all the black notes on the keyboard. It's quite easy. So I just always had this in my head that I was like, I want to arrange some music like Martin Bennett / Paul Mounsey around this song. So that was the beginning, but we didn't know what this song was about, because it was quite hard to translate, and I had over the years a couple of people trying to translate it and not coming up with anything. They thought it was a bit kind of out there lyrics, But I met with a great Gaelic singer, Christine Kennedy, in the last couple of years, who's worked on this song with me, knows the song really well.
Oh,
She's
wow.
from Lewis and she presents the psalms and everything. She said, no, it is a religious song. It just didn't sound like it. So it's called Mfakasha Lily, Hamishiri Loruk, which means I'm looking for the lily. Have you seen it?
Okay.
But yeah, it does have sort of quite a big spiritual background to it. And so I just, I'd only decided to record my own EP in the last few years, and I was determined to get it out before my daughter was born.
Yeah.
Back in May 2024. But that just, yeah, because of the thing I was trying to do, it was all on me. And it wasn't like I was recording any sort of tight set of reels or jigs with a band,
Yes.
where we could just go in and record. I was trying to do something that I had to invent all the arrangements and play all the instruments, and then ask someone, how on earth do you add these electronic sounds? So it's been a huge task, and I still really don't know what I'm doing. But luckily, Barry Reid at Rosecroft have been so helpful. And he's able to sort of decipher what it is that's in my head, which is great.
Yes.
Wow.
See, that's
Excellent.
I suppose that would be a huge part of it. Like we spoke to Steve Bull about that, you know, someone who's a producer and can hear, you know, and understand your vision. And you'd said this before as well. And it's not like this was just the first person. I think you'd kind of researched who you could work with best, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And this was the person who felt right for you.
Yeah, definitely. He's worked with a few people, and he's come out with his own album as well that has these cool sounds, creative sounds in the background. So yeah, good.
That's amazing. So how far are you into your process then? So are you, curiously, because I'd be a bit like, I've a few different things that I'd like to work on, but do you work on them as being one song at a time, or do you have, let's say, 4 or 5 where they're all in the pipeline of being completed? Like, how far down this process have you gotten?
So we did do things like, we did have 4 tracks, and we were sort of adding bits to them as we went along. So that has been like that has been the process, is just adding bits in and layering it all. But the song that I mentioned, that's the last one that I've got to finish, and I think it's taken this amount of time because it's got the most electronic sounds in it, there's a lot of pressure. For me, I put a lot of pressure on myself because it's been such a long time that I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, I need this to sound as good as it does in my head.
Yeah, and I suppose because you know what you're trying to base it on, which is the likes of the Martin Bennett, you know, sound. It'll only ever be, you'll be only ever trying to bring it to that level. And I've had to talk to myself and say that's not going to happen, because Martin Bennett studied for years on how to do it. Exactly. He would have had a few disasters in the lead up to Halig, or, you know.
Totally. So I'm just kind of enjoying the process and accepting that it'll be as good as I can make it, and I'll be happy with that.
But it obviously means so much to you as well as a song. So that'll be why you're putting that pressure on yourself, you know. Have it. Maybe you have 2 different versions of it.
Totally.
Like what's her name? Toni Braxton. She had 2 different versions of her song.
That might have to happen.
The slow one and the fast dance one.
And of course, the longer it goes on, you might change in your appreciation of music and move to this direction or that, and come and go. So it's never going to be finished unless you get it out there now.
I know. Exactly. That's why I'm like, I have to get this out in the next 3 months.
You can revisit it and remaster it in a few years' time.
Exactly. Yeah,
I think that's the joy of the music process, is it's not stuck forever. Or even if, like, it's funny, just this is something that's come to my head, but the Beatles music, which I love listening to, I don't like the remastered stuff. No. So I like the older stuff and how it sounds, and the remastered stuff to me is shite. It doesn't. I know. And like, as though I'm some kind of expert, but that's how it sounds to me personally as a listener. I find it really, really difficult.
A bit too clinical.
Yeah, or something. It loses all of the magic out of it. Yeah, it's really strange. Why did they publish that? But anyway, and it's the only stuff that you can find on Spotify as well, by the way. Anyways, one of the things that we had talked about before was, you know, the use of music platforms as well, and like that's one of the only options sometimes for people to hear your music. So when your EP is completed very soon, are you going to do a launch gig? You know, is that your plan? What was your thoughts about where you get it heard?
I don't think that I'd be able to do a launch or a concert in this album, because it's just so, you just can't recreate. Well, you could, but it'd be a lot of work to do that. Musicians involved as well. Yeah. So I'm happy for it just to be this sort of.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Yeah. Well, you need to get some DJs involved, because they would probably love it. Yeah, genuinely,
I've been wanting to find somebody to work with that's a DJ, because I love all that. Yeah,
I guarantee you that there would be a space for this launched EP and people in around Inverness or even further afield using it. You can imagine the guys from Nova Scotia loving it.
Totally.
You bring it down to Celtic Connections.
Yes.
Yeah. That's it. That's what we're doing in 2027.
And have you got, obviously you've got some recordings of this. Could you give us a flavour of that? Can we introduce a wee bit of it?
Your face, Rachel. What? You're what now?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
I think just a little, you could just give us a little 20-second clip. 30-second.
A teaser.
Yeah.
Could do.
Yeah. Or totally pared back.
You heard it here first.
Or you could just let us hear what this beautiful track that you were figuring out. We could put that on. Aye,
that's a good idea. I could get you to hear my grandpa's recording of it.
Yeah, that would be quite cool. This is so exciting.
Okay, and now recently you've been involved with a different band, is that correct? You started something else? Another project?
I was getting bored, you know.
You're worse than me.
Yeah.
So funny. Well, I just are you referring to Relig?
Exactly.
You.
Yeah. So it kind of became clear to me the last couple of years that there's not really a band in Inverness that focuses on the Gaelic songs and the Gaelic anthems, if you would, and that kind of really West Coast sound about Inverness. That's
amazing.
So I really want, and I love all that so much. So yeah, there's a group of us and we're all really good friends, and so it was just more for the crack than to be focused on, we're gonna make it big or anything. Just to be a nice local
Sounds like
band.
a nice basis to start something like that.
Yeah.
Have that friendship and camaraderie to start with. It's not as if you're trying to invent it and force a regime of practice and this and that for money, you know. It's
no, exactly.
Starting off with the right attitude.
So we've had one gathering so far. We've come up with a great set list of awesome tunes that we've all suggested. So we've got a lot of homework, and then we're gonna have our first proper rehearsal with PA up at Abriachan Hall.
Great.
Hopefully get a Kaylee on the go soon.
Excellent.
I think I am seeing a pattern of improved community hall usage, and definitely an appetite for the likes of Kaylee's. So were you aware of the recent Kaylee that happened in St Mary's Hall in Inverness? which is kind of bang in the centre, really, of Inverness. Well, it's down near the cathedral. And it was run by a group of people who had the traditional Gaelic first and then dance music afterwards. Yeah, so it's the second one of this event that's been sold out.
Mm-hmm.
And
I wasn't aware of it.
it was absolutely packed out, and it's amazing because to me that's spelling out that there is an appetite, not in a tourist sense but actually locally. And that's something that can be taken anywhere, you know, that format of what, you know, a really good Gaelic band, which is what I'm assuming you're saying, and that you're bringing the Gaelic element to it, and there's going to be singing and all of that kind of stuff for yourselves, is that right?
Yeah.
All
the Gaelic.
Oh, I love that. That's great. You can take that on tour, no bother.
I know.
Yeah, no bother.
Can you tell us who's all involved in Gaelic now? Who are the main components?
Yeah, so we've got Alan MacDonald, who's a piper. He's got the small pipes and big pipes. And we've got Michael McLeod, great button box player. Megan Mackay, great guitarist. And Ross Little on piano. Yeah.
And yourself on the...
And myself.
On the fiddle and the vocals.
Aye.
Right. And is there more than one vocalist in this group?
No, it's all myself.
Wow,
Although
brilliant.
Ross can certainly sing, so we'll see what we come up with there.
Yeah. And so in the songs, because I wouldn't be familiar with the big West Coast bangers that you call it. You know. So what are they? Like, what are the different songs that you focus on?
There's a lot of the Gaelic waltzes that people like to chant at Cayley's. There's Chalnanal, for example, or Morag of Dunvegan, and then there's some jigs and some sort of strathspeys as well, and there might be an appetite to get a step dancer in to
my God, that's so exciting.
Yeah, like actually do a proper push to be all set. And even like, I'm just thinking of this now, actually, if we were to make it like a really traditional Gaelic, so have the Gaelic dancing, yes, and the songs, but also invite people up to have a tune or song.
Yes, yeah, that's fantastic.
Yes.
It's
Sounds good to me. Sounds great crack. Need to go. When's the first gig as such?
When we've learned everything. So there's about possibly about 70 tunes there.
Wow.
And I think I know about 40% of them. So
that's amazing.
And I think that's the same for everybody. So yeah, we'll get our sound together. As I said, we've only met once and probably had one tune together, but we'll get back to you.
Yeah, so you're vibing, like, you know, you're enjoying. It's a kind of a whole vibe between the four.
I'm really eager to go at 100 miles an hour and go and start organising the first Gaelic, but I think that we have to keep it fun and
absolutely,
and take it easy.
It's difficult getting so many people together. The commitment can be fine, but everybody's got ties, different jobs, different family circumstances. So they wish the best of luck, because it sounds like a project that, as you say, is needed. There's a need for it in the area, and so the sooner it's pushed on, the better, probably.
Yeah.
And going back to when you were, because you were saying that you were enjoying, or you did enjoy teaching music and stuff. So is that something you can see that you'd be able to integrate in the future, going back to having a blend of performing and then doing a bit of teaching?
I don't know, is that the honest answer? It's just I would love to teach again, but as it goes now with the responsibilities at home, I think that I'm just gonna continue as I am and see what happens. But yeah, absolutely, I would love to sort of maybe one day have my own venue and have what I had with the Conting Cafe, and get the community together and have these little intimate concerts and little Cayleys and teach again.
Yeah, because I think there is a big appetite for people to learn, you know, from authentic musicians, you know, performing musicians, and you know, it's just, if you can keep that fire burning just for a bit longer.
You're certainly very talented at singing and fiddle playing, and you play piano and accordion, and what else do you have a dabble at?
It's a dabble, it's all it is.
And
No,
drums, I think you do drumming as well.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I have instruments at my house. It doesn't necessarily mean I can play them. But yeah, I do dabble a little bit on them.
Yeah, because you were saying in her recording there in Rosecroft that you're basically playing all the instruments. It sounds a bit like Stevie Wonder, really. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really good at playing a pan.
Pan.
So discovered the perfect sounds that you can make just from a pan, and it has to be one from like the 70s. So my grandpa's wife, I never met her, she died before I was born, but I inherited her big metal pan, soup
Yes.
pan.
Right.
Probably a few like lamb's head stews were cooked in there.
Yeah.
But I thought, well, seeing as my grandpa's voice is going to be on my album, I thought maybe this pan could be on the album as a kind of, so then I have at least some part of her
Yeah,
is there too.
That's brilliant.
So
Sounds interesting.
It's the first track. It's just a soundscape to sort of introduce you to the whole idea, which has Grandpa singing the Psalms, and a few other sounds, and then there's this sound of a pan, and there's some. It can make really incredible sounds.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not just a pan, it's a non-vegan pan at that.
Oh, don't upset him.
Not suitable for vegans, this album.
Yeah.
Need to listen to this and say, can we date this pan?
Yeah.
Exactly when is it?
Oh, I'm trying to think what's the word of the metal. It's like a big. I know exactly what you're talking about. That really, really heavy one.
Yeah.
What's it called? Those
Metal music.
No. No. You know they rust if you leave them on. Like they're the massive heavy ones you take
A
to.
cauldron.
Yeah, basically it was a cauldron. Yes, okay, we can. I know what I'm trying to think of, but I can't say it.
I think
Cast
I know what you
iron?
mean.
Yes, like a cast irony one. Is it that kind of one?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
It's got an enamel painting on it, painted over it,
Could well
like
do.
a like Crusette one.
Yes.
Yeah, I can imagine the sound. I'm trying to paint the picture for the sound. That it's almost like a sound bowl.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and there's there's lots of interesting sounds. You can-
Yeah, that's so cool. That's brilliant. No, sorry.
Wow.
Gone off one. Just trying to paint a picture.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I think I followed most of that.
I know. Well, don't mind me. That's the way my brain goes, you know. And when you mentioned about that you've been playing and writing music or having things in your head from when you were about 15. Did you ever put pen to paper at that time, or is that something that you kind of left to float about in your head?
Yes, I think I probably put pen to paper 100 times since then, but then, yes, just other commitments and life getting in the way and such. I just never, I think there's probably a few bits of paper with ideas, but mainly it's all just stayed in my head until the last couple. So, yeah, I just thought it's about time to release this.
Yeah, no, it'll be exciting. Like, I've no doubt about it.
You've written a few tunes, haven't you, over your last few years? Or
Yeah.
Whenever, I wasn't not sure when you did actually write them. But you presented me with a couple to play guitar on recently at an open mic, and I love it, was it?
Yeah, so the last wee while, well, I used to run the Cayley Trails, set up my own one in Inverness, because that was the only area that Fashion and Gale weren't covering for Cayley Trails. So, and I used to be in one that the Highland Council ran, and it was just the best time in my life. It was just such a great experience. You'd get together with these musicians who were about 16, 17 years old in the summer, have a training week, and then you'd go out down the Great Glen to perform what you'd put together for 4 weeks. It was like a 4-week tour. And yeah, just loads of great memories from that. And then I thought, well, I just want to keep this going. So, because the council stopped running their ones, I want to keep this going. So, yes, set one up, but with the idea that we would be playing tunes from the area that you were going to be touring, so then you'd be able to tell visitors and the audience what you're playing, and it would be more to do with the area that they were in. And I felt really strongly that should be a thing. But on researching, I couldn't find anything. Actually, I couldn't find any old tunes. There was plenty modern ones, of course, but none that sort of told about stories of the area around the Great Glen and Inverness. So I've learnt since that there actually are, but I wasn't very good at researching. But so I wrote all my own tunes to do with certain stories of characters since, like, the Jacobite times and before and up to present day. So yeah, I was one of these tunes features on my upcoming EP as well. So yeah.
What's the name of that one?
Loch Nish.
Loch Nish. Which is Loch Ness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Maybe we'll hear a bit of that too.
Would you have a little bit of that for us to sample?
I suppose.
A snippet here and there.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Okay, here we go. So. Lovely. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thanks for our little demo of that. Loch Nish. Any idea, really quickly, with the Gaelic speaking head near, what Nish is? What does it mean? Because I had this thought. Inver is river, isn't it?
Mouth of.
Mouth of. So Nish. Where did it come from? What's the word? Or what is?
It's just what the river's called. Ness. The River Ness. I don't actually know. I did hear a story from Roddy McLean, who does the Gaelic place names.
Yes, that's right.
Project, and it was about 10 years ago I heard this story, so I'm only going to give a small snippet, but it was to do with something to do with a well, and it ended up flooding. And then it flooded into the valley of Loch Ness, and somebody said, how Loch Nish or something, there's a loch here now.
Yes.
A nish
is now.
Yeah. So that was the theory of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, because nish, it's I just always wondered, and because we use it so much in all of the marketing and advertising for Inverness and Loch Ness. And it's like, I wonder what this word actually means. What does it actually mean? So, yeah, that was just... And then, to go back to your upcoming EP and when it is released, again, part of the things we wanted to explore is where it gets heard outside of the streaming platforms. Are there radio stations in the Highlands that you're aware of, or is that like BBC Alba that would play... your kind of music? Do you feel that you're comfortable enough that your music would get played on these radio stations? Yeah,
I think I will probably go to them first. BBC Radio and Gael in Inverness. They've always been really good. Whenever I've asked them to advertise something or that, so I'll certainly go to them, and I'll put it on Spotify. And there's venues like where I play the Highlander are always playing the house music, and it's always...
Yes, that's true.
Well, Tartan Paint gets it, and other artists that play there, their music gets played.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good idea.
So we'll see. A lot of the EP is quite slow stuff, but this current one that I'm doing with all the electronic sounds is probably going to be the most upbeat one. So hopefully we'll see.
Yeah, there's lots of activity on local radio stations. And things like Celtic Music Radio, they have programmes that lean towards Gaelic and over the world influence, like Canadian or Hawaiian.
Are they based here or are they online, Celtic Music Radio?
The radio station's round about the Central Belt, but it's available on the internet. Yeah.
I've never heard of them before.
No, I'm not aware.
Yeah. Celtic Music Radio.
Celtic Music Radio. I listen to it quite a lot.
Oh, of course you do.
I do.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah.
Some of them it's pretty okay, but you do get some really interesting parts to it.
That's great.
Nice.
So yeah, so give it a chance.
Yeah.
Great.
And
Lovely.
there's lots of radio stations all over the UK and the world. And that Dreamers and Journeys album got a lot of play on local radio stations all over.
Brilliant.
It's amazing. I'd never heard of this. Where's that? Tiny wee village in the middle of nowhere, but it's got a radio station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's pretty cool. There you go. It's very interesting finding out lots and lots about all this kind of stuff. Well, Rachel, thanks a million.
You're so welcome. Thanks for having me.
It's so cool what you're doing.
Thank you.
It's been smashing to hear all the different aspects of your life. You know, you're such a skilled musician.
Yeah.
It's very evident with the stuff that we've all heard. So yeah, it's great to hear how it all fits in with what you're planning and what you've done. And I don't know how you've got time for anything else. But
I hope your
some of the
enthusiasm never fades, because we just need lots and lots more Rachels to keep the Gaelic music out there, and Gaelic singing as well. I think it's, we know Julie Fowlis is a fabulous Gaelic singer as well, and there's only one of her, there's only one of you, but it's to try to make sure that more and more people get involved and support that as well.
Absolutely.
And if you increase your range of cookerware, you could almost get your daughter in on a smaller pan at some stage too.
Give her a mini pan.
This is Lily's pan.
Yes, one day you can have this pan.
Bing bong bong.
Smashing. Well, that was really interesting. Thanks very much, Rachel, for
Thank you.
coming in and speaking to us about all your activities.
Yeah. Best of luck with it.
Great, lovely to chat.
Excellent.
Cheers.
Yee-hoo. Thank you.
Bye. That brings us to the end of this episode of Unheard, Music from the Highlands. If you enjoyed the music and stories today, be sure to check out the featured artist. You'll find links to their work in the show notes, along with more from the growing community of original musicians across the Highlands. For playlists, bonus content and updates on future episodes, head over to our website, and don't forget to follow or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, keep supporting local music and local music venues, and keep listening to the sounds rising from the hills. Take care. Catch you later.